So I'm gonna teach you one technique called Nagashi Tsuki. I'm gonna go from here to very close. And the question is how? So I want you to imagine throwing a cross, but like you're falling or being pulled. So throw a slow cross.
Slow cross.
And I'm just gonna pull you, and without moving. Let me just pull, without moving.
Oh, without moving?
Yeah. Can you turn more? Yeah. Engage your hips, your shoulder, and at the very last moment when you feel like you're about to fall, then you step and catch yourself. Exactly. But now it's kind of like bam, bam, bam. I'm already here without even trying, because I'm just using gravity.
No.
Okay, so this one's kind of odd. I normally don't have a problem with a lot of Jesse's videos or takes or anything like that. This is definitely one of them, though. Now, why is that? Well, that's because my martial art, Wado-Ryu Karate, Nagashi is actually something that a lot of our philosophies or principles and stuff is kind of based around. Now, what is Nagashi? Nagashi is a Japanese word, duh, that means either flowing or avoiding or evading something. There is a Nagashi uke, apparently, that I think is like somewhere like similar to this, makes like a curving motion. I'll put a picture up showing it there. It is not a block that we personally do. We might wind up doing it in sparring just because get away. But Nagashi is something that we mostly do with our body. So again, Nagashi means evading or avoiding. What are we avoiding? Getting hit. But the ways that we avoid getting hit, one of the main ways that we practice it is by doing our version of an actual Nagashi Zuki by using a Nagashi movement with the Zuki. Zuki meaning punch or thrust, however you want to translate it. Our Nagashi Zuki is based off of an attack coming like right down the center. It's just kind of easier to train, but it can be adjusted for other circumstances. So if this is my center, I'll also be using this line. When we train, we can use lines to help make sure that we are correct. But if I assume that the attack is coming straight down my center, I can either do a Nagashi in an offensive way or a defensive way. The offensive way is me pushing forward at the same time they are attacking, and I am just stepping slightly off center. And as I do that, I take the back part of my body and I move it off center as well, allowing their attack to miss me, usually very close, so that I can then counter with whatever my attack happens to be. Now, that is Nagashi going on the strong side. You can also do a Nagashi going on the back side to try to get in over here. It does open your body up momentarily, so you need to try to get over real quick, and you really need to know what you're doing. Having a proper guard and protecting yourself is always a thing. Stick time. So I also do a Nagashi type movement in the sword training that I've kind of been doing along with my Paki series. And basically what I do is either one-handed or two-handed. I will do a block or deflection or whatever, and as I do, I am moving offline and then coming in with an attack. And I am attacking the center or where my opponent should be because their attack is going past me and stuff like that. I do not attack this way. I do not attack straight. I attack back to the center. And again, like I said, going the other way, I'm deflecting over this side, 1, and then 2. So that is using Nagashi in a offensive way. What about defensively? Kind of the same basic principle is that offensively, we move this way. Offensively, we're going to be stepping back and then off center. This is for attacks that have a really long reach or for techniques or strategies that involve them to push in pretty deep, and you can wind up fading away. This is actually a good alternative to sprawling or something like that. If you don't like shooting both feet out from under you, you can just pivot back to get one leg away, let them get this one, but you weight it. You put weight onto this leg so that it makes it harder for them to get it, and you can put pressure down on top of them as well. So if that's a Nagashi, then what is Jesse doing? Jesse's literally just doing a stepping alternating punch. Right, like so from one of my videos several years ago, where in our 3 steps that we have, like where we're just stepping through, one of the combos that I show, very simple 1-2 combo, is you punch with the back hand, step, and then step through. He just adds a third punch and a second step. He basically just, it's a blitz movement. That's pretty much all it is. You're kind of starting either at the limit of your range or slightly out of range, and then you just send all your punches to go towards your opponent. That's all that he's doing. It has nothing to do with a Nagashi movement, unless he's using one of the translations of the word, which means flowing, but that doesn't really apply because Japanese is weird, translations are weird, and it's usually involves context when you use certain translations. The flowing part in this case would involve you are flowing either around the attack or around your opponent to get into a better position in order to do your thing. Now, that is the karate interpretation and application of a Nagashi movement. Boxing and other martial arts have this as well. They just put it as a sidestep here, and as they pivot off, they're either throwing a hook here, you can throw an upper hook here, or they come here and throw in a backhand body shot. They do the same thing. The only difference is with Wado or karate, the way that Nagashi Suzuki is done this way, is as the rotation and the pivoting and the evading is all happening, an attack is happening at the same time. Now, it doesn't just have to be with hands. You can do it with feet as well. You can step off, make sure you come off that line. Simple front kick. You can come off round kick or come the other way. This is actually a pretty good way. You come over, boom. And this way is actually pretty good because you wind up, if you're same side forward, right? This is my right foot, you'd have your right foot. I'm going towards their back. Boom. They can't really defend that quite as well except trying to get this down. Or you can wind up stepping off and taking their front foot into a sweep and then going into something like that. But a Nagashi Suzuki is not punching and rotating and leaning until you're about to fall over and then keep punching. That is not a Nagashi Suzuki. Again, there's not a whole lot of stuff that Jesse does that I disagree with or that I believe he gets wrong. This is one of them because it's one of the core stuff my style actually does. It is a really great move, and if you get pretty good at it, you can get a lot of people with it because they're usually not expecting to miss you and to get hit at the same time. It's a really, really good counter type technique. So I would suggest learning how to do a Nagashi type movement, whichever way it winds up being. They are very good. They can catch people off balance or unaware pretty well and very easily if you do them right. I'm at it, and I'll catch y'all later.